guys, it's Tiff. So today's episode is called I Love You Sometimes, and that's basically what I'm going to talk about my relationship with Kid. And just so you guys know, if you haven't picked up on it, I'm not calling my boyfriend by his real name, I'm calling him by Kid. So I don't know where that came from, I just said Kid. Um, Basically, we are very, very compatible with each other, but not right now. He needs a job, he needs to feel like a man, and just in our relationship, he just didn't feel that way. He's very insecure about some things that he was more honest to me towards after our breaking up. Breaking up, I put it in quotes because I mean, I'm not even quite sure if we're like breaking up. Because to me, breaking up is like you never talk to that person again because you hurt, you just don't want to be together anymore. But he's not resisting the idea of not being together, which is why I say breaking up in quotations. But there was a time, and for my sakes too, I was very insecure. I didn't have a very high confidence system. I literally made him the source of my happiness, and I guess he just really felt obligated to make me like feel like I'm on top of the world, and I didn't make myself feel that way. So when you go into relationships, definitely make sure you are like yourself and you're happy with who you are. Don't let anyone else define happiness for you. Mainly, the second thing is what kind of drove us down was I think the first thing was that my faith kind of was replaced by this relationship, and I put way more feelings and faith into this relationship than my own faith in God, and basically was led astray. And I think because during that time I was on a spiritual high, I just like found God, and he was so tangible to me, and I was so happy. And I really feel like the evil of this world decided to break me down so that I wasn't, and I allowed that to happen. And I think it tested my faith and where it truly came from. And right now I'm thinking to myself how much more I need to focus on my faith rather than the world. So that was one of the hugest reason because that then I start to depend on this man to make me like happy, and that's just not cool. It's not good at all. Um, but the second thing is one time this was after we had first said I love you. We kept saying it a lot on the phone before we hung up. Blah blah blah. Then it was a while when I was having another kind of emotional outburst, not emotional outburst, but more like a I was stressed out, confused about school and stuff, and would kind of vent to him a lot. And ladies, I think men don't really like when you vent too much. For me, I think you just have to remain a little mysterious and let them want to offer you the help and offer you the opportunity to open up. So kind of close yourself off. I know people just like don't do that, but you may have to just so that it doesn't become a pattern thing in your relationship. And then the guy's just like, well, great, you're going to cry. And that's what happened in my relationship. And he kind of dropped the I love you sometimes. He was just talking, and he was like, this is why I only love you sometimes. Because you get down and out, and then it makes me down and out, and then, that's when I don't want to be around you. And unfortunately for me, I never ever was ever told in my life that I love you sometimes. Because I didn't know love was a sometimey thing. And I don't know if it is. I really don't. We may not know how to define love completely, but I never ever ever heard anyone say I love you sometimes. So ever since he told me that, it shocked the crap out of me, and that's when I withdrew from trusting his love in me. Like I started to, not test him intentionally, but there were things that I would do and would kind of be looking for a response from him, and that happened a lot. And either he just failed a lot, and it just it was turmoil. It literally was toxic in our relationship. And that whole I love you sometimes thing is what really kind of just got me from like down and out because I dropped my faith, but also down and out because now I have this person who only loves me sometimes. And like I said, I thought love was a whole thing. That's like God telling me He only loves me when I'm good. He only loves me when I worship Him. He only loves me when I pray to Him. Not love me when I'm bad or when I sin or when I don't, when I neglect Him. So, and God loves me all the time. Jesus loves me all the time. There's no sometiming love. So that also distorted my image about him in our relationship because we were just at a very stressful point in life. And I just felt like I'd done so much for him. You guys, I'm not going to go into details, but I really, really feel like I did a lot. And a lot of it all of it came from the kindness of my heart and the love from my heart because I loved him so much. Women, we love so hard and we love so honestly. I know there's wicked women out there in the world, but I want to speak for almost the entire species of the female race that we love very hard and we care, and we're the ones that give birth. So that love that we give is almost so close to wanting the absolute best for the other person. And so I think I just started to feel like I wasn't getting the same love back. And slowly but surely, our relationship would diminish into something like, okay, we're going to break up. Like, this is not going to work. And I'm going to say, I'm trying to keep it from being unbiased on my part because there's always two sides to a story. But he has very, very, very good intentions. He wanted to take a break from our relationship so that he can get a job and he can get back on his feet and feel more like a man, and then he would feel like he could offer me something. And I completely understand that. But I still was brokenhearted when he left me, and it was all on impulse. He didn't really think about it. He just got up and wanted to leave. Till this day, it's a breakup. He says I'm not his girlfriend and he's not my boyfriend. We're just taking like a long break, but we're not going to be together. So I wasn't okay with that because it's kind of like you get to talk to me, still call me baby sometimes, still say I love you sometimes, and not I love you sometimes, but tell me you love me occasionally, and then I'm not your girlfriend. It's kind of like you want the cake and eat it too. And no offense to him, but that's kind of how I've been feeling, and that's why I've been so resistant to breaking up with him, because I don't want to be, this person that's just waiting. But at the same time, the space is definitely needed. I'm willing to give him the space that he needs. Um, and I guess after today, I just felt like I can just not care about whether he's my boyfriend or not. And I just have to realize that when he's feeling more like a man, he still has some place for me in his life. You know, um, I think at the end of the day, I just don't want to be disappointed. Um, it's funny today, my phone. Let me show you guys my phone. This is what my phone looks like right now. Completely beat up. It still works. I have no button, so I literally have to do this and play around with it to get the phone to come on. But then once I slide it open, I don't have a menu. It's all black, but you can still see the battery, the Verizon, but the menu I can't like click app, phone, or whatever. But what's been happening is this voice control thing will pop up, and it's funny because it's not popping up right now. But literally, this voice control thing will come up and it'll pick up a sound, whatever, and then assume that that's what I want. When you say voice control and you say call my sister or call my sister's, I would say her name, and the phone will call my sister. But today it decided to FaceTime Kid. And when I saw it, like literally trying to connect to FaceTime, and I saw the webcam come on, and I was just kind of like, it was a nightmare for me. And I was literally pressing cancel. The call still went through, unfortunately. And I mean, I just let it happen. I didn't call him back and say, oh, it was FaceTime. Sorry, my phone's active. I just let it go. And so then a few hours later, I get a phone call from Kid. And he's like, did you call me? I was like, no, my phone's malfunctioning. I really wish you could see what it looks like right now because I didn't call you. I was so mad that it happened. I mean, I could not have picked up the phone, but then I also want to pick up to let him know that I didn't call him. So, which he was like, oh yeah, your phone's kind of messed up. Are you going to get it replaced? And I'm like, yeah, I put a claim through Azurion, and they're going to send me a new phone on Monday or Tuesday. So sorry about that. And he's like, oh yeah, yeah, your phone's, and then we just started talking like there was nothing wrong, and it just was like a conversation. And so he's telling me, he might have this job, and he's very excited about it, and talked to me about what it was, and I was like, oh, that's great, I'm so glad, I've been praying that you get something. Like, I want God to work on this man so much because aside from my own personal motives, Kid as a person is one of the most amazing guys I've ever met. And he's just told me many things to me about me that have been so profound, and it's just not kind of coming out of his butt. Literally, it's something that's coming from his heart. And so I've literally been lifting him up in my prayers much more so because I want him to kind of find I want him to find the love of Christ. I want him to find that he's not alone. And I also want him to, kind of prosper. He's been struggling. I mean, I know his story. So, like I said, I'm not going into details because then that would take me years and years of videos, or maybe numerous hours. Um, but so he told me that, he found this job, that he made some money today, and it was like, I was very excited. I was like, great. I was very happy. I didn't say anything about myself. I was like, I got to keep myself out of this. I'm just going to let him talk about him, whatever. And then he's like, how are you doing? I was like, oh, I'm doing good. Got a little routine going on, and this and that and this and that. So basically, the phone conversation ended very well. And he's like, well, I'm going to call my mom because, his mom and him, it's just not been very good. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to call my mom. So, yeah, I guess I'll talk to you later. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll talk to you later. Bye. And he's like, bye. It was not a very, like, his sharp byes, because normally he's like, bye. Like, see ya. I don't want to talk to you anymore. But today it was kind of like, bye. Not gonna like say that means anything good, but it was a very good conversation, which helped me today. It helped me like feel more relieved, I guess, and that's a good thing. So that's basically the basis of what happened in my relationship. So in the next video, I'll talk to you guys more on the spiritual side of where I'm at right now, and we'll take this one video one day at a time. So I hope you guys are doing well. Make sure you leave comments in the section. I have really amazing subscribers, people in general who've sent me messages. The way you guys comment, just keep it up, because you guys don't realize how much it helps me, and I really appreciate it. Just keep your harsh criticism to yourself, but you guys have been very healthy critically, healthy criticism. It's great. And then advice, Bible verses, oh my god, you guys, it's highly encouraged, and it's very helpful for me. I'm a sponge. I absorb everything. So yeah, anyways, I'll talk to you guys later. You guys have a wonderful Sunday. God bless you, and see you guys tomorrow. Bye.